What I'm showing you here is probably one of the most popular products that we have developed. We call it the Liberator. It's a set of distillation columns that can put out up to 195 proof. And then if you add a little anhydrous column, you can get up to 200 proof and use it for fuel for your vehicle. Even though 195 proof is adequate for most older cars. It's a very simple system. It's a 2-column system. The columns are pack columns, and they'll do up to 10 gallons an hour. But we recommend choking them down to about anywhere from 1 gallon to about 5 gallons an hour. But the actual capacity is far more than that. But then you have to use a lot more energy. Generally speaking, it's very lightweight, so it can be moved around. And certainly probably one of the most inexpensive distillation column systems that you could ever purchase. We did that deliberately because we want as many people as possible to be making their own fuel. This thing will produce up to 195 proof on the first run, and then if you add an anhydrous section with zeolite catalyst to dry the alcohol, you can get up to 200 proof to mix with gasoline if that's what you wish to do. I've never seen or thought of it making any sense for us to be able to make a fuel that is perfectly useful and use in Brazil, for instance, 180 proof alcohol is what they use, and they use it on all their cars. They have an alcohol fuel economy, and they don't use any kind of 200 proof anhydrous or any kind of special stuff. It's just regular alcohol, and they run every car they manufacture in Brazil. That is Toyota, General Motors, Ford, Chrysler, and all that. And it is so far beyond my reckoning. No matter how hard I try, I can't imagine how we manage to neglect the fact that these Brazilians, the little mambo dancers down there, are making fuel for our American cars without any problem at all out of mangoes and sugar cane and garbage. Now this is basically the boiler that we use. It's a beer keg. So a lot of the components, when we decided to get this thing put together and accessible to people such as yourselves, and not to the scientists or the engineers or the corporation giants, but to everybody who wants to make their own fuel, we decided we would use found components that would be off the shelf. For instance, the distillation columns are actually stovepipe. So are all these components. There isn't anything here that isn't off the shelf from Walmart or a hardware store. And we did that deliberately because we want to make alcohol fuel something accessible to every person in this country or anywhere else for that matter. It defies logic that people are running around getting reamed by the oil companies when they can make their own fuel, and with one simple modification. The fuel air module is all that has to be changed on a car. That's a little chip this size. If you do that, you have a car that'll run on 190 proof. Now, this set of distillation columns generally sells for $150 for the set. And that is about as dirt cheap as you can ever get for something like this. Most of these distillation columns that are sold by Mother Earth, this is Ecogenics product, and it is one of the products. The first thing that I ever did during the Arab oil embargo was decide to put an alcohol fuel plant in the hands of every American who wanted to use it, and we were very successful. There were thousands of these used, and they still may be in use, I don't know. But we did have a tremendous impact and a lot of influence. I was the chairman of the Tennessee Gasohol Commission at the time. And at that time, under Jimmy Carter, we said enough is enough. Ecogenics was created in order to provide the tools to free us from petroleum products. We are the Ecogenics Research Center. We are over 50 years old and have been in this field for that long. You can read about us in Motor Trend magazine or a lot of other major publications. There is no secret. This is not a gimmick. This thing really works, and I want to put it in everybody's hands so they can make their own fuel. Then all you have to do is buy the chip out of the auto dealers in the country and put that chip in instead of the one they have now, and you can run on this alcohol.
Give us the website.
It's Ecogenics Research Center .org, and we're a nonprofit. We do this not to make money, but because we want to see this country stand on its own 2 feet, and we want to make sure that we have played a role in allowing that possibility to escalate to the point where we don't need any more petroleum. And we better do it fast. Thank you.